Good morning students, welcome back to the same lesson in the 28th day. Forest using and protecting. Last but not but the least, we are going to discuss particularly about a law passed by the Indian government in the parliament, the law passed in the parliament for the protection of forest as well as the people who live in the forest, that is the tribals, and the rights of tribals over the forest. There were many questions, there were many doubts, there were many arguments related to this earlier. So today we are going to focus on Forest Rights Act. Forest Rights Act. The Forest Rights Act. There were many forest rights passed several times. So here we are going to focus on the Forest Rights Act, which was passed in the year 2006. It is called as Forest Rights Act 2006. The tribal people have been protesting and fighting against the government for their rights. As we have seen, the people live in the forest, that is tribals, they never had any certificates that this is my land or that is their land. Their rights over the land was not officially recorded. Then how can they fight? Now we will see that the Forest Rights Act 2006, which was passed in the parliament, where their main cause to take up is, that is to protect the forest. Many government and non-government agencies favored the tribals living in the forest and encouraged them to fight for their rights. After a long debate in the parliament, they passed a Forest Act 2006. During the last 200 years, they have seen many damages, many kinds of problems faced by the tribals. So to overcome these problems, this law was mainly passed. We cannot deny the traditional rights of tribals living in the forest from their ancestors, their forefathers, hundreds of years onwards. These tribals were living in that forest. Now how can we on one stroke say that no, get out? No, that is their homeland, that is their survival, that is their holy place. We can say that holy place also. They pray, they protect, they survive in that. So in the Forest Protection Act 2000, Forest Rights Act 2006, after a long prolonged debate, it was decided by the parliament to focus on three major things which was passed as a new law. The first is conserve the forest. What is the first one? Conserve the forest. Can forest be conserved without tribals? We have seen forest department was established, but many argue that forest cannot be, or it is better to hand over the forest rights to the tribals, or the tribals will be given some kind of rights that okay, this is an area, this is a village, this is a tribal region where you can survive, you can live, you can cultivate. So ensure the livelihood and security of the forest dwellers. The first one is conserve the forest, ensure the rights given to the forest dwellers. Second one is forest rights on the land and their habitat were not recognized. The people living in the forest, the tribals living in the forest was not recognized. Now this law says that recognize them, recognize the forest dwellers, tribals, then maintain some record. We have seen that from the colonial rule, from the Nizam rule, there was no records, official records that this particular tribal is living here for a long period and this land belongs to the particular landlord, tribal. There is no record. So now this law says that you have to maintain some kind of record related to the tribal land also. Third one is, it became necessary to address the long-standing problems faced by the tribals. So in the second, they have decided forest rights on ancestral land. That is, the tribals who are living their forest rights on the ancestral lands. That has to be recognized. Now third one is address. The third main thing in the 2006 Forest Rights Act is to address the long-standing problems faced by the people. Rights on the lands where the forest tribals are living. If they have to be relocated, rights over ancestral land. Suppose for some reason, for some technological reason, developmental reason, like they construct the dams. When government takes an initiate to construct a particular dam in a particular forest area or place, then the people living, what about the people living in that tribal region, that is forest region, tribals? So it becomes the responsibility of the government to take initiatives, the steps to relocate them. That is, you have to show a proper place for them to survive. According to this act, the dwellers and traditional users of the forest, their traditional rights over the forest and their lands must be implemented properly. They have to be given complete importance. The government should take or look that this, even though there is no official record, they have to understand that this is their land. When that land is taken away by the government for some reason, they have to relocate them, provide them their survival. So many people who are associated with the conservation of the forest fear that it is not possible. It is not possible to protect the forest unless and until the government takes initiative to protect the tribals. In simple thing, tribals and forest are one cannot be imagined without the another. So in this way they feel that if forest dweller, the tribals are not given their rights properly, it may lead to deforestation. So people may try to make the use of forest for commercial purposes, but we have to initiate them. They have to allow the traditional domestic purposes has to be concentrated. Forest dwellers who have been traditionally taking care in the forest, the tribals who are traditionally taking care about the forest, we should protect them. They are the real protectors of the forest. So tribals are the real protectors of the forest. If we don't protect the tribals, we cannot protect the forest. So with this, we will end the lesson. Once go through the textbook, try to answer the questions. Thank you.